less than 24 hours from now, the World Economic Forum will begin its 50th annual meeting. Yes, you heard that right. 50th annual meeting. I've attended about 10 to 15, I think. Rahul Bajaj, of course, has attended more than 40, I believe. Well, it's been a momentous journey for the WEF. And you can see that on this almost mile-long wall plastered right outside the Congress Centre where the annual meeting is held. It's a wall that highlights the important moments of WEF, the important leaders that have been here, the discussions that have taken place, and sometimes the agreements that they've come to. Well, to be fair though, the WEF's annual meeting, or Davos as it's more popularly known, has often come under criticism for also being a billionaire bubble. In the first decade, it was the badshahs of banking, the first decade of this millennium, that is. In this last decade of this millennium, it was the technology titans. But to be fair, Davos seems to be making a bit of a shift in these past few years. So for instance, this year, there are more sessions on society and ecology than there are on industry and economy. And leading the charge are 10 teenage activists here in Davos. Greta Thunberg, who was here last year as well, fighting for, movements towards addressing the climate change issue. And then we have young activists talking about refugee status, plastics, and wildlife preservation. Leading the heads of state contingent will be Donald Trump. He's here in a week where the Senate will be hearing his impeachment trial. There are more than 50 other heads of state here in Davos. And we also have a very large Indian contingent, as we've always had every year. But the interest in India seems to be rather muted. And that's because for the last 2 decades at least, India has been making many promises that it cannot deliver. Instead, it's ended up with 5% growth in 2019. There is a bit of Bollywood glamour here. Deepika Padukone is here to talk about mental health, and that goes to underscore the shift that Davos is making in the conversations that it chooses to mainstream. A final word on one other event that will take place here in Davos this week, and that is that the WEF will be adopting a new manifesto based on stakeholder capitalism. So it's going to be an action-packed week, and you're going to get all the action right here on Bloomberg Quint. Make sure you stay tuned both to BQ Live and www.bloombergquint.com.